Hey everyone, welcome to our ongoing series where we get to know our board members here at PiN a little bit better. I'm Josh Boss, better known online as Bull Boss Josh, and we're sitting down today with Brian Starr from the International Content Creator Awards, the ICCAs. They just recently wrapped up their inaugural event in May, and seems to be changing the game for independent content creators in our industry. So welcome, Brian. I wanted to get right into it, and just ask you a little bit about it. Like, what inspired you to create these awards, and why did you feel like this was something that was needed in an industry that already has awards?
Yeah, we're going into our fifth year in this. And for those of you that may know me or may not know me, I'm most easily associated with my husband, Jordan Starr. That's kind of how we came into the industry. And when we came into the industry, it was at the end of the boom for people that were going through kind of the pandemic, and that's kind of the climate we came in on. But there are two amazing award systems that are set up, and we have the GAVNs and then we have the Grabbies. And both of them have been around for decades before anyone could have ever even forecasted what a content creator would be
Right.
or anything like that. And they're wonderful organizations and they both have really good things about them. But in this particular climate, there are a ton of creators that will never do studio. It's just not in their interest or anything that they will do. And then on
Yeah, I
top of
feel that.
that, yeah, and unfortunately in the political climate we're in, there are a huge amount of creators that can't get visas to come to the US. Um, the content creator community, I feel like there are it's really a North American based thing that for studio porn. You have Montreal, LA, Vegas, New York. There are just a
There's a
few
few hubs.
cities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really there are a couple European studios, but the percentage of content that they contribute to the overall scheme of things is pretty small. So you have kind of a regional studio community that is very tight knit, but you have an international content creator community. And
That's right.
there's just so many people that the number one consumer of OnlyFans is the United States, but the creators are global. So we
That's right.
really recognized there was an international community, and we recognized there was a barrier to them reaching the US audience that they wanted to reach. And we recognized that there's a huge percentage of content creators that would never get that opportunity to be recognized on the studio awards end. So
Sure.
um, we all of those things together just kind of culminated to ICCA being born.
Right. Well, you've
We
got the
met,
Grabbies that are split, right? You've got Grabbies America, you've got Grabbies Europe, and then you've got the GAVNs, which are great. The AVNs are a great organization and everything. But there's always that like fear that the GAVNs could not be there one year. And it all depends kind of on who's in charge and the decisions they're making. And, that's not a for sure inclusion in the week moving forward. So this is maybe a really, really great thing that you guys seem to be active, that what you're doing is very intentional and that you plan on sticking around for a while. What are the plans for it in the future? Like, are you guys, what's your expansion plans? Is it going to be Puerto Vallarta every year? Are you going to move it around? How's it look?
yeah, I would say that that's to be determined. The market and the demand will tell us where we grow and what we do.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, best guess wishful forecasting would be if it really blows up over time. I could see just like Grabby's has a Grabby's Europe. I could see
Yeah,
there being regional installations of ICCA, but I believe in like crawling before you walk and walking before you run. And we were really fortunate we sold out the resort in Puerto Vallarta in May, and we had 217 people attend our first year, um, which is great for us.
sure.
I Puerto Vallarta was intentionally chosen for a couple of reasons. One is it's an LGBT mecca,
Yeah,
and
very friendly
two,
for the resorts there. Yeah.
oh yeah, and two is it really gives you an opportunity for its ease of accessibility. Anyone can access Mexico. When we kind of touched on the political boundaries of being able to get visas, it's a central location that everyone can get access to.
Right.
So that's kind of the thought process behind that. And they have been wonderful partners for us. And I don't see it moving from there. Um, but to be determined.
Sure.
I
I mean,
think
if
the
it
creator,
works.
yeah, the creator community will embrace it or not embrace it. A lot of its messaging. I was overwhelmed and extremely touched by the reception that we had our first year, but I'm
Mhm.
also cognizant of it didn't have quite the international reach that I wanted it to when we saw the nominations, and that wasn't for anything other than messaging. It was the community that embraced it were the community we could get a reach out to, and it
Yeah,
was
that makes sense.
the people we know, because we're in the US and the GAVN being the largest gathering place. We launch off of GAVN to be
Right.
respectful to both of the, we're good community partners with everyone, but to be respectful of both things that are happening. There's a small window between GAVN's ending in January and Grabby's happening at the end of May, and we fit right into that sweet spot in the middle.
Right.
And it's just such a great time to have everyone together in one place that we conscientiously chose Vegas as a launching pad. So last year, the largest uh, bars in Vegas are Gypsy and Piranha for our community, and they're one block across the street from the host hotel.
Oh,
They
it's
call it
perfect.
the Fruit Loop. Yeah, so we
Yeah. The
partnered with
fruit.
them. Yeah, we partnered with them intentionally to host a meeting where uh, everyone would be at the same time. So as soon as the award show is over, the nominations will start for ICCA.
Right.
And that's kind of the kickoff while we have everyone there. And I saw that in the nominations that we got, that it was a little larger of a US based crowd, and we have
Sure.
an
Yeah.
intention of spreading our messaging out. So now we have 30 plus winners last year that we can tap as an ambassador to take our message back to their countries
Right, right.
and kind of spread the word. So my personal goal and hope is that the nominees this year become more diverse in their
Mhm.
regional areas.
You know,
We're
the
also,
f2f.com, if you're not familiar, friends2follow.com, they are a great platform that seems to be like doing really well in Europe. Could be something to think about in terms of having their assistance, getting your name out there and getting votes from
oh
that
yeah,
area, right?
we have a great corporate sponsor too, which on Twitter it's GR. It's like Global Porn Rank, I believe, but they're AC1 metrics, and
Okay.
we have used them too. And they're, let me look at this. It's AC-1-metrics.com. Plug. Um, so I will.
Yeah,
Ta-da!
plug it. Plug
Um,
it.
yeah, but they are a great resource that we have used also.
Nice.
But yeah, my real hope is, because that's the intention behind it, and
Right, right.
we're also going to be introducing something this year that we didn't last year, and it's still in development. So what it will end up will be something different. But I have an intention of every year to have like a winner's circle,
Oh, okay.
to so all of the winners from last year are going to get an opportunity to vote a peer. And I thought it was a really cool idea. Some of the mainstream award shows, not in the entertainment industry, like Oscars have a board and stuff, right? So
Yeah,
um, that I wanted it to be a group that always changed, wasn't the same,
right.
and was your like local peers at that time.
That's an interesting idea. I
Um,
really like that.
yeah, and I hope it would help us acknowledge, because you have to be fair and realize that when you do an open, I love, and it was very intentional to be fan voted, fan nominated. So it gives a chance. I think, to put a pin in this, I think that the one thing that separates the creator community from the studio community is that you can personally connect with people. And I think the
100%.
fans really want to personally connect with the creators. And involving them and making them the source of everything was kind of very intentional for us.
Sure.
Um, and as a part of that, we want it to be that type of community. And by doing the nominations that way, you have to acknowledge too that it's a little bit of a popularity contest. And
Can
there
be.
are
Yeah.
amazing creators that just don't have the reach. And if you think of the megaphone that you have, the megaphone you have is directly tied to the followers you have.
That's right.
And there could be a brand new creator that makes stellar content with 20,000 followers, and
Mhm.
then you have, an established creator that has 500,000 followers. And just by the nature of the game, if they make a post asking for a nomination, the eyes and ears on that is amplified so much. It doesn't mean
Right.
that the content that you're making is any better or worse. It's just the audience you have available to you. So
Yeah.
part of what I was thinking by having introducing this year is it levels the playing field a little bit, because I feel like our community knows who those folks are, and it's your peers just that year. And it's a way to acknowledge someone that may not have the platform yet,
Right.
but is still doing something really great.
I think
So
that's really, really smart, and then those people can also help to promote, on their potentially larger platforms as well, right?
yeah,
That's really great for creators of all sizes, honestly. I think that's really smart, and I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the creator realm, the independent creator realm, with both ICCA and PiN, being so heavily focused on supporting, independent creators. Um, through your guys' work and through your guys' networking and connections, what do you feel the creator economy needs most now?
well, that's a big question, so it deserves a big answer. And the first thing that I want to say about that is we were so honored when you reached out to Jordan and I to be a part of this. It really aligns with our mission and our focus. So thank you so much for the honor of being part of
Thank
PIN
you for
One.
being here. We're thrilled.
Yeah, and the second part of that is, if you and one of the reasons why I became forward facing on this more so than my husband is, I feel like when you're in front of the camera, you're so busy building your own brand that you're kind of limited. And when you're behind the camera, you have a little bit more of a bandwidth. But
Yeah.
to step back and let you know a little bit about us and what we do and why this is a part of answering your question is, we started as an individual independent content creator, and it grew from there. And we both have business backgrounds, and we both have promotional backgrounds and marketing experience. And the core of everything that I've done in my professional daytime career has an element of helping people. And it's important that any industry that we enter, that we give back to. And it's done so much for us in these 5 years. We've had so many wonderful opportunities of what this has done for us in the form of liberating us financially, allowing us to
Mhm.
see the world, expanding our networking. And it's wonderful experiences, but the being real, what's in it for you? And it's all about the money. Some people love the
Sure.
attention, and that's great, but we're all here. This is a career.
Right.
Um, and from Jordan Starr, we had a few different elements that have grown and branched out. And we kind of had our first two content trips, and they were extremely pivotal to us and how we formed Jordan. And we had some really wonderful experiences with people that were very business focused and people that were very artistically focused on the work, and uh, helping newcomers start out. So when you're looking at the big picture for Pearl and how we fit into that, every single thing that we have focused, whether it be our individual content business, our talent management's business, with if you haven't caught yet, everything is centered around the star.
Of course.
It's our constellation. So you have Jordan
It's right
Star,
it's right there in
Rising
your logo.
Stars,
Yeah.
Shooting Stars, and ICCA. So it's one big constellation, but everything that we're really doing is about empowering the creator with resources and tools where they can grow their brand, and that is where we align with you perfectly. So whenever
It's absolute perfect alignment. The way even just the way that you worded it just now, I couldn't have possibly said it better. It is exactly what we're both trying
yeah,
to achieve.
when you said what you were looking to do, it just really resonated because I think as a community where we find our power, um, also kind of to put a pin in that for a second, my father was a very proud Teamster. So when you think about like organized movements and things like that, I grew up with that. It was kind of instilled in me with like, bargaining potentials and like, all the things that a union provides. We
Yep,
don't have a union. So we have to have that community. And whenever I see Pearl, I see the opportunity for that to grow into a resource to really empower our community in a way that kind of a union can't. Um,
exactly. Yep.
and that's a perfect alignment for us. So anything that we could do to lend ourselves to that is just win-win for me.
Well, it's why we asked you. We knew a lot about that from what we've seen and learned from you both, you and Jordan, and the ICCAs. And like I said before, we're so thrilled to have you involved and to help us make the important decisions with this company moving forward. Your guys' experience in particular is extremely valuable. You've covered an entire genre of this industry that needs very forward facing representation. And there's no one better than I can think of than you both and the ICCAs to be a part of those decisions moving forward. I want to wrap this, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking the time. I'd like to speak with you some more. We'll have another chat sometime, and we'll get a little more in depth about some of the very specific issues that we can look at together. But until then, I want you to go ahead and give some plugs. Tell us where we can find more about the ICCAs, where we can stay informed, how we might be able to help with something or whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah. Um, it's iccawardshow.com. So you can check that out. Also, we're on Instagram. Anything for all the other platforms, you can go to jordanstarstudios.com with two R's. But yeah, just between Instagram and Twitter, we're there. We're just a message away. So
Amazing.
I look forward to growing with you and providing resources to our community. And just the journey is better when we travel together. So I'm excited to see where this goes.
100%. We're so excited. Thank you so much, Brian, for your time today. We'll chat again soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Take care.